Any unprivileged program on a VIACC processor can read and write kernel memory. No root, no exploit, no prior foothold of any kind. VIAC3 chips power ATMs, point-of-sale systems, industrial controllers, and some medical hardware. On these machines, every unprivileged process is a potential kernel attacker. The software mitigation does not fully work. A kernel-level attacker can undo it. The only complete fix is replacing the CPU. Christopher Domus found a second processor inside a VIAC3. It is not x86. It runs alongside the main core. It has direct access to the full register file, all system memory, and the execution pipeline. Domus describes it as more deeply embedded than any publicly known coprocessor. That includes Intel Management Engine. That includes AMD Platform Security Processor. Both of these sit on separate silicon. This core shared the pipeline. Software running on it bypasses every memory protection the operating system enforces. No ring checks, no page table enforcements, just raw access to everything. The most surprising detail is not that the core exists. It is that on some C3 systems it is enabled by default. A completely ordinary unprivileged process can activate it. No exploit, no root, no prior kernel compromise. One instruction sequence and the process can read any physical address on the system. It can modify kernel data structures. It can extract credentials from kernel memory. You do not need to change vulnerabilities. The hardware is the 0-day. There is a mitigation. At boot, you can write to a model-specific register to disable the hidden core. But writing that register requires kernel access. A kernel-level attacker can write it back. The mitigation is only as strong as your kernel. If an attacker reaches kernel space by any other route, they can re-enable the hidden core and gain persistent hardware-level access. There is no software patch that survives a compromised kernel. On VIAC3 hardware, the hardware trust layer is gone. Domus released a detection tool. It is a alpha software. It must run on bare metal, not in a virtual machine. On unaffected systems, it may crash or kernel panic. That is expected. The tool also has a blind spot. If the hidden core has been modified even slightly from the exact form researched, detection will miss it. A clean result does not mean the core is absent. Only a positive result means it is present. Now for what the headline overstates. The word backdoor implies deliberate covert access. Domus himself does not claim that. He writes that this was probably a legitimate embedded feature left enabled by accident. The vulnerability is also confirmed only in VIA C3 chips, not in later VIA generations, not in Intel, not in AMD. These are aging niche parts, and the full technical evidence has not been published. The white paper linked in the repository is a placeholder. Independent researchers have not yet been able to replicate or audit the work. If VIAC3 software or hardware is in your fleet, the only complete answer is a replacement cycle. If hidden cores these deep are very confirmed in other x86 lines, the trust model for commodity computing changes fundamentally.